for the Wood Memorial. Well, just about time for it. We're still 6 days away, but the Grade 2 Wood Memorial Stakes returning to the Big A this Saturday. 100 Kentucky Derby points to the winner, 50 points to second. Finish top two. If you have nothing banked coming into today, you are going to be in the Kentucky Derby starting gate. And here's a look at the field. Fantastic to see 12 horses drawn for this mile and eighth race. $750,000 the purse. Some horses of note, the number 10 McAfee trying to get back into the swing of things. This is Torpedo Anna's younger brother. Grande, an undefeated 2-for-2 runner for Todd Pletcher, coming up from Gulfstream Park. Hill Road, we know him from finishing a late running third in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, late running third in the Tampa Bay Derby. Will he be a late running third in the Wood Memorial? Sand Devil, a horse that Caleb Keller's been high on, a New York bred, who had a good second in the Gotham last out despite a troubled start. But on the inside, that's the two horses to focus on. We'll start with the number 2, Captain Cook. This is a horse that won the Withers Stakes on a fast track after breaking his maiden in a sloppy track at Aqueduct. But he's got the right trip and right running style, I think, to really capitalize on the Wood Memorial. He's a stalker, and he's got a really nice, steady kick here you see in the stretch. This is a horse I was on the desk with Gabby Gaudette going into it, and she was talking about how this was a horse that originally was with her husband, Norm Cassie, and was with the Mary Lou Whitney stables. But then when John Henderson passed away, they did the dispersal of the Mary Lou Whitney racing stables. And Norm was very sad to see Captain Cook go. They thought this horse had a ton of talent and now is going to be heading postward into the Wood Memorial as possibly the favorite. Or will it be the horse to his inside, Rodriguez, shipping in to Aqueduct for Bob Baffert? Mike Smith is going to be aboard. He's named to ride San Felipe Stakes third-place runner. There you see him there on screen. It's not in detention because he was a bad horse. He had to get a stakes race there. But we'll take a look back to Robert B. Lewis, where he did finish. He's actually second in the Robert B. Lewis. You're going to see him here. Chasing Citizen Bull. Nothing wrong with doing that. Madaket Road ended up being third behind him. Madaket Road tried in the Florida Derby. I think you can at least say that much about him. Rodriguez was coming into this, though, off of that huge debut or a huge maiden special weight win where he got the first triple-digit buyer, I believe, of any horse in the 3-year-old crop. Did it on January 4th at Santa Anita Park. Came back in the San Felipe Stakes. He was a well-beaten third, and I mean well-beaten. Journalism won by almost 2 lengths. Barnes was another 9.5 lengths clear of Rodriguez there. So Rodriguez, Bob Baffert's got to split up the clan. We saw Madaket Road, Cornucopian getting sent out of town. Rodriguez, the next one to go. I think that he's got the kind of running style to handle a track like Aqueduct. He doesn't need the lead. He does his best running like most Bafferts on the front end, but Aqueduct's kind of a tiring track. You need to really have kind of a grinding style usually to win the Wood Memorial, and that's why a horse like Captain Cook, a horse like Grande, a horse like Rodriguez capturing the attention. There's plenty of speed that seems to be signed on there as well, but the Wood Memorial is going to be coming up this Saturday. We'll see the rest of the card drawn at Aqueduct, but Todd, Caleb, throw it out to you guys there at Santa Anita, the Wood Memorial Field. You're getting a first look at it. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, just one thing on, the existential conversation. It's so odd that New York does not have a Grade 1 prep race leading the Kentucky Derby. The Wood Memorial was a Grade 1 for many, many years, but it seems like not since Riva Ridge have they had a winner in the Kentucky Derby. What do you think of this field that's assembled this year, and do you see a legitimate Kentucky Derby winner possibility in this field?
I think that this is an above average, maybe even a well above average crop at Aqueduct, and I'm going to start with the numbers. The last 2 winning buyers of the Wood Memorial was Resilience, 90, Lord Miles, 93. Well, I can already think of 3 horses in the race, Captain Cook, Sand Devil, and Rodriguez already have a higher buyer than that. Plus add in Grande, the Curlin, who's 2-for-2 for Pletcher. So let's look at Sand Devil here. Now, hear me out. I like to do best case scenario. So before you scoff at this, let me tell you, Sand Devil is a New York bred. Let's compare him to Funny Side. Now, Funny Side, in the first 3 starts of his career, won by a pole, and then had to dig in to win by a small margin. And then he went to a greater stakes and lost. Sand Devil, in his first 3 starts, wins by a pole, digs in to win as the favorite, and then goes to a greater stakes race and loses. He finishes second.
I was going to admonish you and tell you to be careful about this Funny Side comparison, but I actually like it. Okay. I like it. Keep going.
And in this race, he always had the look how that both jockeys kind of, I don't want to say quit riding, but they knew the 5 was never going to go past the 2 with Sand Devil. This is the first time he actually had to dig in. First 2 races was flawless on the film. Now, he was defeated in the Gotham, but they apparently love Flood Zone. Like, they bought him out of a maiden race and already said they were going to go to the UAE Derby. And even with him being defeated last out, there's one hidden thing. Horse has never gone 2 turns. Like, he could be better going 2 turns. Linda Rice, Jose Lezcano, they won every race at Aqueduct. Now maybe they could have a chance to get a big one to the Derby.